Let's talk about something really important that affects high school students in the US. It's a serious issue that we need to address: partner violence among young people. Surprisingly, 12% of girls in high school reported experiencing this kind of violence. The consequences can be truly devastating, even leading to death. According to the CDC, about 1 in 6 murder victims in the United States is killed by an intimate partner. That's a shocking statistic. Even more surprising is that over 20% of male murder victims in the country are killed by their girlfriends. These numbers are alarming and highlight the need to raise awareness about this issue. In this video, we'll be discussing the stories of 5 teenage girls who have committed such acts and are now facing life sentences for their actions. It's going to be an eye-opening experience, and we encourage you to watch until the end. It's crucial that we understand the gravity of these situations and work together to prevent such tragedies from happening in the future. Let's take a closer look at one of the chilling cases involving a teenage girl and the tragic events that unfolded. Our number 5 story revolves around Shayna Hubers, a young woman who was found guilty of the murder of 29-year-old Ryan Poston. The relationship between Hubers and Poston was far from smooth. In fact, it was described as rocky by everyone involved, including Hubers herself and her attorney. Interestingly, their paths crossed through the realm of social media, specifically Facebook. Hubers happened to be friends with Poston's step-cousin, Carissa Carlisle, which eventually led to their initial connection. Their relationship endured for approximately 18 months, marked by several periods of being together and breaking up. According to friends, Hubers displayed signs of obsession towards Poston and struggled to come to terms with the end of their romance. On the night of the tragic incident, they had already parted ways, and Poston had made plans for a date with Audrey Bolt, who held the title of Miss Ohio in 2012. Interestingly, Hubers was unaware of this scheduled outing, but unexpectedly showed up at Poston's apartment, possibly driven by a desperate desire to win him back. Unfortunately, an argument ensued between them, escalating to a horrifying climax. Hubers, in a shocking act of violence, shot Poston a total of 6 times, with some of the bullets finding their way into his face. Astonishingly, a mere 15 minutes after the brutal shooting, she made the call to the police, setting into motion the aftermath of this tragic event. Now let's dive into another heart-wrenching case that holds the number 4 spot on our list. It involves Michelle Carter and the events that unfolded on July 13, 2014. That day, authorities made a tragic discovery when they found the lifeless body of Conrad Roy III, who was only 18 years old, inside his parked truck outside a Kmart in Fairhaven, Massachusetts. Roy had taken his own life by inhaling carbon monoxide from a portable generator he had placed in the truck's cab. Roy had been battling depression and was receiving treatment in the form of antidepressant medication. However, as the investigation progressed, a disturbing aspect emerged. The police uncovered a series of text messages exchanged between Roy and his then-girlfriend, Michelle Carter, who was just 17 years old at the time. Astonishingly, these texts numbered over 1,000 and were all sent in the week leading up to Roy's tragic death. Prosecutors argued that Carter had played a role in encouraging Roy to go through with his suicide. As a result, she faced a charge of involuntary manslaughter. Let's delve deeper into the chilling case that holds the number 3 position on our list. It revolves around the complex and tragic relationship between Jodi Arias and Travis Alexander. The eerie circumstances surrounding this case began when Alexander, in the midst of a breakup with Arias, made a haunting remark to his friends, hinting at a potentially grim outcome. He said something along the lines of, "Don't be surprised if one of these Sundays I don't show up and you find me dead." Little did he know that his words would eventually become a horrifying reality. The events took a dark turn on June 9, 2008, when the police made a harrowing discovery at Alexander's home in Mesa, Arizona. The well-known motivational speaker had been brutally murdered. Suspicion immediately fell upon Jodi Arias, his former lover, who was rumored to possess a deeply distorted obsession with sex. Initially, Arias denied any involvement and pleaded not guilty, attempting to distance herself from the heinous crime. However, the course of the investigation took a dramatic shift when the police stumbled upon explicit images that depicted a volatile encounter between Arias and Alexander. These photographs were taken mere hours before his untimely demise. Faced with this undeniable evidence, Arias was forced to alter her story, leaving no doubt about her intimate connection with the tragic events. Let's shift our attention to the distressing case that takes the number 2 spot on our list. It involves Ezra McCandless and the events that unfolded on March 22, 2018. On that day, McCandless appeared on the doorstep of the dairy farmer near Eau Claire. She was in a state of disarray, covered in mud, bloodied, bruised, and without shoes. Desperately seeking help, she claimed to be a victim of assault. However, the case took a chilling turn when the police discovered the body of Woodworth, presumably the alleged assailant, on a desolate dirt road near the farmhouse. It was a gruesome scene, with Woodworth having been stabbed 16 times. McCandless was subsequently charged with his murder. McCandless was just 22 years old when she took the stand in her own defense. Despite her meek and timid appearance, clad in a pink outfit and of small stature, she appeared an unlikely killer. This stark contrast left many perplexed, especially considering McCandless had been described by friends as someone who sought attention. The courtroom was unsure of what to expect from her. Moving on to our number 1 case, we have Sarah Harp, who found herself at the center of a high-profile case involving the shooting death of Raheem Grant. On May 22nd, Harp was convicted of malice murder and aggravated assault, marking a crucial turning point in this gripping legal saga. The tragic incident took place on December 29th, sending shockwaves through the community. As previously reported by AJC.com, Harp took the stand before her sentence was delivered, demonstrating a willingness to confront the consequences of her actions. In a poignant moment, she addressed the victim's mother and offered a heartfelt apology. Harp admitted to being under the influence of alcohol on the fateful night and expressed deep remorse, emphasizing that the tragedy would never have unfolded had she not been intoxicated. Her words carried a weight that resonated throughout the courtroom. The courtroom proceedings were charged with intense emotions as the sentencing phase unfolded. Even Harp's own mother, undoubtedly torn by conflicting emotions, made a plea to the judge. She requested a life sentence without the possibility of parole for her daughter, a testament to the gravity of the situation and the profound impact it had on both families involved. Such a plea spoke to the complex dynamics surrounding this case, where the ramifications extended far beyond the individual directly involved. Originally slated for June 5th, the sentencing was met with an unexpected delay. Judge Robert Mack, presiding over the case, announced that the sentencing would be rescheduled to Wednesday. The decision stemmed from the departure of one of Harp's attorneys, an unforeseen development that necessitated an adjustment in the court's proceedings. The delay likely intensified the anticipation and uncertainty surrounding the final outcome, heightening the tension for all those involved. As the courtroom drama continued to unfold, the Sarah Harp case served as a poignant reminder of the consequences of one's actions. The stark admission of regret from the defendant herself, coupled with the passionate pleas of her own mother, underscored the profound impact this tragedy had on the lives of those involved. With the sentencing looming, the weight of the decision rested in the hands of Judge Mack, who had to navigate the complexities of the case and consider the appropriate course of justice. The Sarah Harp case stood as a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of a single moment's lapse in judgment. It highlighted the enduring pain felt by the victim's family and the ripple effects that extended throughout the community. The forthcoming sentencing would undoubtedly mark a crucial turning point in this emotionally charged saga, leaving an indelible mark on all those involved. We value your opinion, so please share your thoughts in the comment section below. We appreciate your engagement and support. Thank you for watching today's video, and we hope you found it informative. If you enjoyed the content, we encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay updated with future videos.